Hillingdon Musical Society produce 2 musical productions a year, the first in March at the Beck Theatre, Hayes, and the second in late September at the Compass Theatre in Ickenham. This is one society that really is a family affair, with up to 3 generations regularly performing on stage together at any one time.
The group was originally formed in 1934. And it started just as an association between 2 families that lived quite locally to here in Sweetcroft Lane, and they met up to have musical evenings together. And that was the beginning of the Musical Society. It developed from there. And one of our members, who is now in her 80s, she was a child at that time, and apparently they used to play music downstairs, and she wasn't allowed to be there. She was 12, but she was sent to bed, and she used to listen to the music underneath the bed covers, and she used to sing along, and she is now still a member of the Musical Society and played numerous leads for us over the years.
Now we have children sort of 5, 6 years old with their parents who are in the adult company, whose grandparents were in the adult company. We've got sort of 3 generations sometimes on the stage at one time.
The first show that they put on was in 1934, and it was called Musical Comedy Show Number 1, and it was All Saints Hall in Hillingdon that it was put on. And they performed shows there for a number of years and then moved on to slightly bigger theatres gradually until now we're putting on our shows at the Beck Theatre in Hayes. And we have become the company that we are today, gradually evolved, and hopefully we've made ourselves not only bigger but also better, with a higher standard of performance and all the things that go along with it, costumes, orchestra. But we never forget the roots that it came from, which was pure musical enthusiasm.
So be in full voice, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm musical director and director on this current production. And rehearsals are going fine. We've got about 6 weeks to go. We've got most of the dances set. Things need to be cleaned and tidied, and most people know what lines they're saying and where they're going.
We're kind of in quite an intense period as we're building up to the show now, and everyone's working really hard. But it's very enjoyable, and we have a lovely bunch of people, and it's a very big family kind of ethos, and it's a lovely, lovely environment.
The rehearsal periods, they're normally about 5 months. The summer show tends to be slightly longer because, as you'll see from the evening, we lose a lot of people when they go away on holiday, which is inevitable.
We do 2 shows every year, and we tend to do a month of auditions, learning about the show, getting the vision from the director and the creative team, and then casting the show, and then after that we have sort of 5 months of rehearsals before we put it on the stage.
6 sharp snappers. 6 sharp snappers, 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 6 sharp. Oh.
We are a big musical theatre company, so it's all singing, all dancing, big scale performances. Recently we've done things including Beauty and the Beast, we've done Fame.
We did Thoroughly Modern Millie before this one. In my time here, I've done Oklahoma, Fiddler on the Roof, and the next one's Guys and Dolls. So we try and cover, we keep as modern as we can. We do some of the old favourites, a little bit of everything really, keep it fresh.
A group of us get together, some members from the committee, usually the musical director, myself, directors, and we all sit down and we go through a huge list of shows and work out what's going to be relevant for the company we've got at the time, for the age group of the society, and really the feel of something different from what we've done previously.
Some of the smaller shows, it's been a case of, shall we do this one? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So we've come up with done things like Honk and Children of Eden that people haven't necessarily heard of like that, just because someone's brought the idea and we've gone, oh yeah, let's run with that.
A-E-I-O-U, 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 U-O-I-E-A. U-O-I-E-A, 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 U-O-I-E-A. I hope that wasn't on camera.
We advertise in a lot of the local publications, the local newspapers. There's also local arts associations that send out updates on what's on and what's coming up. There's notice boards around the borough that we hire out from the local council, and we put some posters in there. And we're on lots of mailing lists. Details of our upcoming shows are on mailing lists of the local theatres, so that goes out to all their mailing list members as well.
Our estimated audience figure, it will depend on the show. Inevitably, something like Beauty and the Beast is going to be a big draw, Thoroughly Modern nearly less so.
We sell our tickets through the theatre that we're performing in. We have 2 local theatres that we usually use. We also have our own website that we sell tickets through, and a lot of our ticket sales is obviously through the cast. There is quite a lot of pressure on the cast to sell tickets. Obviously that's where we get most of our sales from, once they get all their family involved in coming along.
We normally sell out at the Compass, but that's a smaller theatre, it's only 150 seats, so we normally sell out our runs, that's 750. At the Beck, Thoroughly Modern Millie was somewhere over 1,200, Beauty and the Beast was well over 2,000.
At the moment, something that we found quite beneficial with marketing our shows is Facebook. Obviously, social networking at the moment is very popular, so setting up Facebook groups and things like that is definitely a way forward for people to get all the correct information out there.
Being involved in Hillingdon Musical Society is obviously hugely important to all of its adult members, with each of them dedicating most of their free time to it. So how did the members of the group we spoke to get involved?
I joined in 1958, so I've been in the Musical Society for such a big part of my life, and it has been a big part of my life. I met my husband in the Musical Society, and we've now been married 45 years just.
I got involved in the society about 4 years ago now. I moved to the local area and got in touch with one of the theatres that the society perform in, and asked them to recommend some local groups that I could come and join and get involved with, and they put me in touch with Hillingdon. So
I came here completely accidentally. I was literally sort of dragged in to cover a couple of rehearsals when the previous musical director wasn't there. And I did a couple of those. Then the following year I was rehearsal pianist and then chorus master and then musical director. And basically I haven't been able to leave. I love it. I love the people. I love the sort of sense of community it brings to everything. We have a laugh. It's fun. That's what we enjoy doing.
I can remember many years ago when I was very young and in the Musical Society, and I used to sit on the costume skips backstage, and I used to watch the principals performing on the stage and listen to the music in the dark of the wings of the theatre. And that was the first time that I actually sort of noticed my husband, because he was on stage and performing as a lead. And so that is something that's a magical time that I remember. Also playing lead parts, that has been fantastic.
My fondest memory of the society, I'm going to choose a show. We did Children of Eden about 3 years ago, and it's just one of those shows where everything came together. The cast were exactly right, the show was perfect, the setting, everything just worked. And it's quite an emotional show, and I like there to be a sort of depth to what we do. So that particular show I loved.
I think my fondest memory of being part of Hillingdon is the sense of achievement when you finish a show. In particular, we did Beauty and the Beast.
We had a huge cast from 4 or 5 years old all the way up to our oldest adult members. Lots and lots of people came back that maybe hadn't been in the society for a while. We had lots of new faces as well. Everyone worked really hard. They're all very, very suited to their roles, and it was just a mass, huge, big-scale production.
And the sense of achievement when everybody's worked so hard and worked together for such a long period of time, when you finally come to the end of a show and you get the feeling of adrenaline at the end of each performance, that's definitely a great moment.
A great moment indeed, and also inspiration enough to return for the next production. So what does being involved in the society mean to its members?
We try to sort of get people in the society to do more than they ever thought that they could do. And that's one thing that I've done over the years. I've played parts and I've made myself do things that perhaps I wouldn't think I was capable of. Recently, although I said I'd never go back on the stage again, I played the part of the grandma in Billy Elliot, and I just loved that. So it's theatrical achievement and artistic achievement, but also it's the friendship and the feeling that we have of being a group. We work together, and we work together to do something that we enjoy, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Being part of the society for me means having like another family. There's so many people that I've met through this group that, you know, I spend time with outside of rehearsals, some fantastic friends.
It's just a very warm group to be part of. We all enjoy each other's companies, we all socialise outside of society as well. So it really doesn't feel like hard work, it doesn't feel like my usual, you know, day-to-day dance world. It's very much about all joining together and having fun with your friends and doing something and achieving something all together.
In later life, I'm now chairman, and I'm watching the company go forward with other people, other members who are so talented, and other leaders who are doing the production and the choreography, and I'm enjoying that.
Well done, that sounded fantastic. Rapturous applause will follow.
My advice for people going into musical theatre: go and do it. Societies are very welcoming. They always want new people, new faces, and so forth. It's a huge amount of fun. It's very rewarding.
I would say, don't be scared, because there'll be a group local to you where you can go down and enjoy yourself. You're going to meet a whole lot of people who you will, I'm sure, get to have a lot of fun with, and you will find yourself doing things that you never believed that you could.
Go ahead and do it. Don't be afraid. You know, you don't have to be a fantastic dancer or a fully trained singer. It's for everyone.
Join a company and you can achieve something, and you can be part of a group that's contributing to the artistic effort in your area.